Hello, it is 2026. It is a new year, and that means many of you are probably making plans for a move, a new house, anything of the sort. I am going to talk today about the North Dallas area and what you need to know when you're considering a move into this area. We have a lot of major employers here. We have Dr. Pepper, we have Pepsi, we have AT&T's moving to Plano, Toyota is here, and then of course we have all of the big ones in Frisco. We have several Fortune 500 companies there. So there's a lot to know about the area, including, what it is, what the different suburbs look like, and then potential expenses that might be different here than they are where you currently are. So my name is Lindsay Reyes. I am a North Dallas realtor and I'm based in Little Elm. I have been helping clients move here and away from here for 20 years. So this is my 20th year in real estate, and I am excited to continue that and excited to provide people with the information that they might need before they actually get here, boots on the ground, to start looking. So what is North Dallas? Let's talk about that first. North Dallas is considered anything above 635, really. 635 is a loop that goes around the city of Dallas. So when you're north of that, that's going to be your North Dallas. So you've got a small area of Dallas. You've got Plano, you've got Frisco, McKinney, Little Elm, we have Prosper, we have Salina, and then there are, of course, some outliers around there. But that's the area that I'm going to focus on with this next series. So first, let's talk about Plano. Plano is a large city. They have an excellent school system. Plano is built out. There's a lot of pluses from being in a city like that, where it's done growing. You move to a neighborhood and you don't have to worry about what it's going to look like in 5 or 10 years. It's going to look just like it does now. So the plus, again, from being in Plano is you've got easy access to your major thoroughfares, easy access to get to the tollway if you're going to Dallas. A lot of those big headquarters that I mentioned are in Plano, so that also makes for a super easy commute. Restaurants, entertainment, on every corner. So that's a spot. If you really want to be right in the mix of things, that's a great place for it. There's a lot of varying price points in Plano too, so it's very likely there's something for everyone. Homes are going to be a little bit older, so there's not going to be really much new construction in Plano. There's some, but not like you'll find in some of the farther north areas. Next above Plano is Frisco, and Frisco is pretty well known. Frisco was the fastest growing city for many years. I don't believe they are still ranking in that list, but it is still booming. There's a lot going on there. One of the biggest developments that's going on is Fields. And Fields is an area that has multiple builders. It has multiple sections. There are townhomes, there are single family homes, there are $1 million homes, and there are multi-million-dollar homes in this area. And it's also going to include a walkable area for shopping and dining, and we've got some really high-end retailers going into that area. I know they've just released that Bloomingdale's is coming. There is going to be a hotel in there, a really high-end hotel, and then a lot of the other brands haven't been announced yet, so they're keeping some of that a little bit secret. But the whole purpose of Fields, the lifestyle, is what they are after. They want that to be a place where you can live, work, and play. So that's going to be a very walkable area. Frisco in general is not walkable. None of these areas really are. North Texas is not known for walkable cities. Near Fields is also going to be the brand new Universal Studios. So this is going to be a theme park that is geared towards children under 10, I believe. So it is for littles, and it's not quite as big as maybe something you'd find elsewhere. It's a smaller version of that, but it is something that's going to be brand new to Frisco. And Frisco has top-rated schools. We have a ton of amenities, a ton of entertainment options, lots of great restaurants, and it's a very big city. So again, much like Plano, there really is something for everyone in Frisco. It also has varying price points. Some new construction, so you've got some older homes and some new construction, so there's a good mix of that. And then we've got Little Elm. So Little Elm is typically going to be a less expensive price point. Price per square foot is a little bit less here. Tons of new construction still, so that's nice. You can find oftentimes here bigger lots than you'll find in some of the other suburbs. Lake Louisville, Little Elm sits kind of around Lake Louisville. So any of those neighborhoods that are around the lake, we do have $1 million homes on the lake, and then we have some less expensive stuff in town. So it's nice if you're looking for acre lots or half acre lots, things like that, and you want to be able to spread out a little bit. Little Elm is also known for a lot of the activities, outdoor activities, because the lake is here. So there is a beach in town. There is an area by the beach where they rent kayaks and canoes, and there's a little burger stand down there. So that's usually packed on the weekends and people in the water. We have 2 marinas here, so there's boats out and about. It's really a great time on the weekends. There's also miles and miles of hiking and running trails around here, which is nice. Some of those even connect to Frisco, so you've got quite a ways that you can go if you like to be out and active on the weekends. Then we've got McKinney. So McKinney is also a pretty big city. There's going to be some new construction in McKinney. There's going to be, again, varying price points in McKinney. They have recently added several new stadiums. They have some college football games that are played there, some other venues that are being built at the moment for concerts and shows and things like that. So there's still a lot going on in that area too. Then we get up a little bit farther north. So we've got Prosper. Prosper is probably going to be the most expensive of what we've talked about. Well, there's expensive homes in every area, but Prosper in general is going to be a higher price point. It's a little bit smaller. School system is highly rated. Sports teams are highly rated. So that's a big draw in this area. A lot of those homes are newer. People love that, right? You go in and pick all your options, so that's a great thing. Or if you're moving and buying something there that's not new construction, it's typically not going to be 20 years old, so that's nice. We've got then Salina, and Salina is going to be probably the farthest that we'll talk about. When you get to Prosper and Salina, your commute times are going to get a little bit longer. There are only a couple ways in and out that are really convenient to get to the major thoroughfares, to get to the tollway, or 35 or 75. So if you're looking at areas like that, then you want to make sure you're factoring in your commute time for those. And just remember that the most popular area isn't necessarily the one that's best for you. So you want to take into account what that town has to offer and how it fits your budget and what type of house you're looking for, what type of schools you're looking for, and then pick the one that fits you best. So that's the most important thing about that. The next thing to know about moving here is some of the costs that might be different here than they are in other states. Our property taxes are higher here than most other areas. When I've worked with people that are moving from other cities, that can be one thing that's a little bit shocking. So home prices could be better here. Property taxes can go up every year. That's based on your property value. So your property assessment's going to come out by our tax assessor, and they're going to say your property's worth XYZ. Your tax rate is, let's say, 2.5%. That's what your property taxes are. They're paid to different entities and cover school costs. There are city and state taxes that are all paid in there. And you just have to remember that that is a sliding number. So your mortgage payment on day number 1 may not be the same as your mortgage payment on year 2 if your property value increases. There is a limit to how much it can go up every year, but it can go up every single year. So that's important to know. There also are 2 new, relatively new things in the area, which are MUDs and PIDs. And those are also taxable tax assessments that can be added onto your property taxes. They are more specific to utility stuff or improvements in infrastructure within neighborhoods. So again, it's just important to know if the house that you are looking at has those additional taxes. So just remember that when you get to out looking, what you need to be asking. So Taxes and assessments, toll roads. So we have a lot of toll roads in the area. So if you are a commuter, if you're a daily commuter, that's definitely something you want to factor into your expenses. I honestly do not even know what the cost of going through one toll is at this point. They have seemed to go up and up and up. You'll get, you apply for a little toll tag sticker, it goes on your car and it's automatically charged. But if you know you're going to be driving a considerable distance every day back and forth, then that's definitely something you want to take into account. Maybe a hybrid position, it's not as big of a factor. But if you're coming from, say, one end of the tollway to the other, that's quite a few tolls that you're going to hit on the way out and the way back in. So that's important to remember. So in general, North Texas, it's perfect for families. It's perfect for hybrid workers or remote workers, people that want a little bit of extra room. Okay. It's not probably the best area for people that are looking for something that is very walkable. This is not really an urban area, situation. This is more single family homes, that type of thing. We also don't have a lot of short-term housing here, so that's not really something that works well in this area. You might find apartment leases and things that do that, but as far as homes, it's not a big thing that's offered here. So that's kind of the summary of North Dallas. I'm going to be making sure we put a video up that goes into more detail about those different suburbs. So I would love to be your resource. I'm going to make sure we're keep providing that information that you have, so that when you are ready, you have someone that you can contact and really get the nitty-gritty on each of those places and set up a time to start looking at some homes. So I will make sure to post a link where you can subscribe to the next video and keep up with what's going on.